Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your December 1st through the 7th, 2019 general love reading. It's Keaghan. It's good to be back at doing readings. I've been sharing in all of the videos that I've been doing for this first week of December that I moved to a completely new state. So adjusting as much as possible to just lots of newness. So sitting down to do the readings and hang out with you guys feels like something familiar and stable, so I appreciate it. Just want to say that here at the top. I'm doing weekly readings for the month of December. We're going to touch base at the end of December, see what you guys think about that, whether you want me to keep going with the weeklies. I'll let you know whether energetically I can keep going with the weeklies. And I'll do that through a poll on the community tab on the channel. So if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you click the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you'll get alerted when I put that poll up. I'll probably do it towards the end of December or around the first part of January, just to check in with you guys and see what you want. Okay, this is a general love reading. I'm gonna do a little bit of housekeeping and then we'll dive right in. General readings, most important thing for you guys, do not make huge personal life decisions based on general readings on YouTube. If you want extra guidance, it doesn't have to be with me, but pick someone from YouTube that you trust. Invest in a personal reading before making any huge life-altering decisions. The readings here on YouTube are general readings, meaning I'm reading for thousands of people when I sit down to read. I have no idea who I'm going to be reading for until I get started. So just keep that in mind. The other thing with general readings is the energy can be reversed. So if you're resonating more with the other person that I'm talking about, instead of when I'm saying Taurus, go with it. If you're a crosswatcher, just know that energies can be reversed. Other message for crosswatchers, watch at your own peril. I don't hold back. I'm from the South and there's an expression there. I can't actually remember the expression, but it's something about like the hit dog yelps or something like that. So when you complain in the comments that it wasn't you and you didn't act that way, it was the other person, that could be totally true because energies can be reversed. So just keep that in mind, okay? Let's try to keep the comment section as upbeat and uplifting as possible. I love seeing you guys interact in the comments with each other, but when I see people getting nasty, I tend to just delete them and block them from the channel, just FYI. So all right, I'm feeling good with this. This is the Oracle deck. I'm just going to shuffle through, see what wants to come out for you guys for the first week of December for Taurus, December 1st through the 7th, 2019. Give me insight into Taurus, December 1st through the 7th, 2019. What's going on with the Taurus, December 1st through the 7th, 2019? You guys are being awfully quiet. Huh? Why don't I just pick one for you instead? Okay. Move this off to the side. I'm going to use my Everyday Witch deck just to get a clarifier on this message. I actually dig this message for you. I don't know if you can see it. There's nothing sexier than my authentic truth. Okay. It's going to be a spicy, saucy reading for Taurus. I think you guys actually, I think Taurus has had some of the most like saucy and sexual types of readings that I've done. So I actually enjoy when you guys get a little bit risque with me here. Okay, now you're starting to talk a little bit. Okay. It's a big stack of cards on that first group that came out. So we might not just be clarifying this, we might be diving right into the reading itself, but let's take a look, okay? It's just 3 cards. They all came out reversed, which makes some sense here. All right, let's talk about these cards. I feel like this card is actually the clarifier for this energy. You have the 8 of Swords here. What I feel like, Taurus, is that you've actually realized that you've been holding yourself back in terms of being your true, authentic self, being who you really are. I'll give you guys a little bit more light. There we go. You've been holding back in expressing who you really are. I also get a sense that there might have been someone who was actually suppressing you or keeping you, blocking you from being who you really are. But you've come to the realization that this is something that you totally have control over. The Eight of Swords here, this represents a situation in which there's just a lot of anxiety and worry and fear, but it's all mental. It's all in your head. It's not anything that's real. This is the card where this person feels like they're trapped or they're imprisoned, but they're actually not. They're just not realizing that they can break through. I feel like that is what's clarifying this card, because you're actually starting to step into your authentic truth. You're expressing how you feel. You're expressing what you want. You're actually becoming aware of what you want, which I think is also really important. These cards here, I'm just going to read them from left to right. I feel like these cards are telling just a general story in terms of the present energy for you, and then we'll actually go into the specific reading. Seven of Swords coming out here reversed. This is a situation in which you're feeling like an imposter. It fits totally with this. I think that you've been in a situation, Taurus, for a while where you haven't been able to be yourself. You haven't been able to actually act how you want to act, do what you want to do. It does feel very much like there's a controlling energy here. It's interesting. It just seems like there's someone who shamed you for certain things that you, like how you are. They made you feel like the things that you needed were too much, that you were asking for too much, demanding too much, that you were too needy. I don't necessarily feel like that's true, though, to be quite honest with you. Four of Cups here, also reversed. This is a situation in which you are just taking a moment just to, you're like pulling away, retreating, withdrawing your energy, withdrawing your efforts. It's really a situation in which you're looking inward about what it is that you want, what it is that you need, and you're seeing whether or not you're in alignment with that, whether you're living your life in alignment with that. You also have the Four of Swords reversed here. This is this place, again, about taking time to be in deep contemplation, but really just being totally burned out and exhausted over it. It's a situation, too, where I feel a lot of stagnation. I think that in this situation, again, I sense such a controlling energy here. I don't know yet if this is a situation where this is a romantic relationship where a partner actually was being very controlling, trying to control you, but it could also be a situation where maybe your work, you weren't able to be yourself in your career, you weren't able to be yourself wherever you work. It could be a friendship where a friend was shaming you. We'll explore that a little bit more deeply. But in terms of the energy here, for those of you that this video is for, you're in a situation where you're waking up and realizing that you haven't been yourself. And it's been because someone has been controlling how you're able to express what you need, what you want, who you really are. You've been stifled, okay? So I'm going to move these off to the side. We'll push this up here just as like overall energy. I actually want to stick with this deck just to get a couple of cards out. And then I have tons of decks around me to clarify. Again, we're looking at 7 days worth of energy here. So this reading isn't going to be 45 minutes to an hour. I'm trying to keep them around 20-25 minutes. So if you're still with me, sit back, relax. Let's see what wants to come out for you, Taurus. And then we will clarify as we go. Show me energy for Taurus. That card wanted to flip. Yeah. Three of Cups here coming out reversed. Again, this is that taking time to be on your own, really working on your independence. This card can represent a situation where someone's having just like a blowout celebration type of, going out, drinking, partying, having lots of sex, doing drugs. I don't necessarily feel that energy from you, Taurus, but it could be energy of the other person. That could be what they are out doing. What I get from you really is more about just pulling away and focusing on being on your own and regaining your own independence, okay? What else for Taurus, December 1st to the 7th, 2019? Tell me more information about Taurus, December 1st through the 7th, 2019. There we go. Might have had a card that flipped as well. I'll take a look. Eight of Cups here, coming out reversed. We did have a card that flipped. Five of Pentacles. Wow. All right. So much energy here around pulling away. Energy's being just really, for sure here, whatever the situation was, whoever this person was, whatever this connection was, it's something that I feel has come to an end. And Taurus, I do feel like you were the person that made that decision. Eight of Cups, however, I'm a little bit concerned about this, and I'll tell you why. I don't really feel like this connection was one that was healthy. It feels very toxic. It feels very controlling. It feels very manipulative. The Eight of Cups, when it's reversed, is being in a situation where you're not sure what to do. It's indecision. It's being in a place where you aren't 100% about whether to walk away or whether to keep trying. Okay, I don't like that energy here. I think what part of that might be, what I'm getting just in terms of the energy from it, it's just the emotion. I think you're having a hard time, Taurus, actually reconciling exactly how out of control this got, how lost you became in this connection. And the struggle here, my guides are saying, it's not about the other person, it's about you. So that makes a little bit more sense. It makes me feel a bit less concerned. What they're explaining to me is that this is really a situation where you don't really know who you are anymore. It's a situation of not really understanding what aspects of you to carry forward with you and which ones to leave behind. You have this Five of Pentacles. This card's come out upright. It's another situation where this is a card about being left out in the cold, being a place of having a lack of something that you need, being very isolated, a lot of worry here. Taurus, I do just want to say with this Eight of Cups, I want to elaborate a little bit on the energy, and we'll see what else wants to come out just in terms of while I'm shuffling. Okay, that's good. It's understandable because I do keep getting this sense in my mind of someone who feels like they lost themselves. They lost themselves in this relationship. But the thing is, you didn't really lose yourself. I feel like you suppressed yourself. Now, it's perfectly okay. All right. It's perfectly okay for you, Taurus, to look at your yourself, your personality, your beliefs, and to question those things and to make decisions about how you're going to be moving forward now that you've broken free from this. Okay, I do see you doing this because this Ace of Swords, this represents a situation where you do have a mental breakthrough. You get lots of clarity, and it's also a card of great success. So this is heavy energy. This has been something that's been very intense, but you are approaching a situation where you get a lot of insight and clarity on this, and you start to feel like you're breaking away, breaking through from this. This feels very confusing to me. Not the reading itself, but the energy. It's almost like you're waking up from a situation and realizing, like, gosh, I've lost 6 months of my life, or I've lost a year of my life, or 10 years of my life, however long it is for you. And I haven't been able to be myself during this time because this person was so controlling, so demanding, and they spent so much time making me feel like a victim. But you're realizing that you're not a victim in this situation. Last card out here, you have the Nine of Pentacles. It's come out reversed. I actually like this because this is a card that represents there's a certain notion of like having a hustle, really working hard on something. I think that's what happens after you have this breakthrough moment. You really start to put in the effort and energy to change your energy, change the dynamic, change how you're out there living your life. But the other thing that I really like about this card is there's an energy here and an expression around self-worth, understanding your self-worth, getting connected to your self-worth, being in a situation in which you're becoming aware of what you have to offer and the value that you have, and owning that, taking full ownership of your own talents. There is an energy here about transformation. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw, the Death card come out. I would, Tower moment for sure. If we don't see that card, there's the energy here around that. But all in all, I think you're really in a good, healthy place, Taurus, especially for those of you that are still with me and this is resonating with you. I think the first week of December is going to be a place where you start to close out this energy and you start to have it feels like your mind is going to start working the way that you need it to, or the way that you expect it to. A lot of the thinking that happened, I feel a lot of gaslighting happened here, a lot of manipulation, there was a lot of shaming, and I think that during this first week of December, you start to release that and you really start to get connected to yourself again. This energy, these two cards together just represent a place where your thinking shifts, you have a breakthrough, and you really start to look at yourself, your own worth, what you want to start to create for your own life. There's tons of independent energy here breaking free, so that makes me happy. I'm going to switch to my Rider-Waite deck. I'm just going to go through and clarify each of these cards and see what additional insight we can get from them. And then if I feel like we need to go any further, I will. But if not, we'll go back to the Oracle deck over here and just get something to wrap up about, you know, how to move forward through that first week. Okay. This a couple of cuts. Okay. Bottom of the deck here, we have the Page of Pentacles coming out upright. I love this. This is a card about manifestation. It's also about skill development. And what I feel from this really in terms of that skill development, it's you reaching out, finding ways of beginning to heal yourself and get back on track. I think for some of you, you might be looking, you know, like if you're watching this video, you're watching tarot readings, you might be looking for books that help deal with the situation. Some of you might be going to a therapist or to some sort of advisor or counselor to try to gain skills to help you heal, to help you start to move forward and get traction on this. So that's good. That makes me happy. Let's take a look at this Three of Cups reversed and see what wants to come out to clarify it. Clarify the Three of Cups in reverse for Taurus, December 1st through the 7th, 2019. Okay, we have 2 cards here. Whew. All right, well, this makes total sense, guys. Okay, earlier when I was talking about this Three of Cups, you know, I said that I felt like it was really you wanting that alone time, that independence. So you do have the Hermit coming out here as confirmation for that. Now, this card also came out as a clarifier. The Magician reversed for me. This is the card that I hate. I hate when this card comes out in readings. If you've watched me, you know I always react very strongly to it. This is my NARC card. This is my trickster, manipulator. It's all of what I was talking about earlier. It's coming out as confirmation as to why you've pulled your energy away, why you are in that place of wanting to just take a beat. You need to heal. You need to be by yourself. You don't want to have anyone come into your energy because you're not sure who you can trust. Your trust has really been rocked in general. I just want to take a moment here, Taurus, to say you're gonna be okay. I do see light at the end of the tunnel here. I can tell, I can sense from you guys, this is very painful. This is very intense. This is something that has been a lot for you. But just keep in mind, don't allow yourself to get imprisoned by the thoughts. I feel like this person, this Magician reverse, they did a doozy on you in terms of making you think the way that they wanted you to think. And you do have to figure out how to unravel all of that and realize that the things they said about you, the things that they said were true about you, the things that they said you couldn't do, that you weren't good at, throw all that stuff away. Just toss it all out, okay? Let's take a look at this Eight of Cups reversed. You know, my guides did clarify with this. Okay, we have Temperance coming out as a clarifier. As I said, my guides clarified for me on this. This is about you trying to figure out what to take with you, what to leave behind about yourself. It's not a situation where you're considering getting back with this person. Now, for those of you, I just have to say this. If you are considering getting back with this person, I do just have to warn, this feels very manipulative. It feels very controlling and dominating. I can understand the confusion because a lot of times if people have made us feel like we're dependent upon them, that we can't succeed without them, that we need them in our lives, it's easy to feel fear about walking away from that person. But with Temperance coming out here, I think regardless of whether you're still trying to figure out with this Magician what to do, or if you are just looking at yourself and figuring out what to keep, what to, you know, let go of around your own self, Temperance is a good card coming out here to clarify this, because this is about finding balance. This is about not only balancing the scales, but just finding balance in your own life. This is a place of being patient, being kind, focusing on moderating your life. I think that's also very important. Don't push yourself to do this too quickly. Don't push yourself to try to solve this in a week. It's not going to happen in a week. This is something that's going to take you a while to heal from, but you can start taking steps. You can start taking steps to heal it. Now, this Five of Pentacles, I feel like this is really the root cause. It's centered here in this reading. And energetically, I do feel like this really is where like most of the energy is for you in terms of your emotions and your feelings. So let's see what wants to come out to clarify that Five of Pentacles. Clarify the Five of Pentacles for Taurus, December 1st through the 7th, 2019. Clarify the... Okay. We have the Ace of Cups. It's come out on its side. I'm going to leave it on its side. We'll talk about this a little bit. And then we have the Sun. It's come out reversed, but that's fine. I'm just going to shift these up a little bit. Okay. Ace of Cups here coming out on its side. What I'm getting from this really is that you're just in a situation where you're not quite ready to dive into something new, and that's understandable. I think that's actually healthy to be in a place, again, right? Like you're focusing on yourself. We started this whole thing with you figuring out how to express your own authentic truth, because that's what's truly going to make you sexy. Until you figure out yourself again, until you unravel all of this chaos that was created by this person, it's not a good idea to jump into something new. You actually do need to have some time here just on your own. The Sun coming out here reversed. This is awesome. This is the most positive card in the entire deck. And when it's reversed, it doesn't mean that you are blocked from that positivity or anything like that. At least for me as a reader, I don't read it that way. It just means that there's some delay here. Now, with this Ace of Cups coming out, I do feel like there's potential for you down the road to have a new relationship that actually could be healthy and could be something that's very fair and balanced and not toxic. But it's going to take a while because you have some healing to do. But this is saying that the universe is there supporting you. You have your own guides, your own angels. They are working with you. You're surrounded by positivity in the situation. So keep that in mind. Keep looking for those things that are indicators for you that there are blessings that are coming for you. So now let's shift into this energy over here where I feel like there is a definite shift. The Sun coming out here is another indication that you are approaching a point where you're going to have a breakthrough on this situation. Let's take a look at this Ace of Swords and see what wants to come out to clarify it. There it is. I knew that card was going to come out because I felt it. There's the Tower. Also coming out for that is the Six of Pentacles, which is upright. Another really fortunate card here, okay? Around this situation with this person, you are going to have a lot of clarity, and you're finally going to be in a situation where this is going to come to a close. This is all going to be finalized. This is something that makes me happy. A lot of times people freak out when they see the Tower come out because it does represent a lot of upheaval and chaos and things really changing suddenly. But with the Sun card being here with the Tower and the Six of Pentacles, with this Ace of Swords, this is awesome positive energy that I think you're really approaching really quickly, okay? Let this all come to a close, walk away from it, deal with it, close it out. Six of Pentacles here is representing an energy where your life starts to feel like you're being supported again. The people that show up for you, they're willing to be there for you. And in turn, you're willing to be there for them. I do feel a very caring energy coming from you, Taurus. For those of you still listening, I sense a lot of caring energy. And it's coming from you as well as coming towards you. I think that part of the reason this person was able to get in your head as much as they did is because you are very trusting, you are very caring, you are very compassionate. And they sort of used that. And like I said, your trust in people, this Three of Cups, remember I said like your trust in people has been a little bit shaken, and so you've pulled back. But there are going to be people who show up for you after this clears out and you start to think a little bit more clearly. You're going to realize that there are people in your life that you can trust. There are people there who are going to show up for you. And you're going to become aware that there are lots of relationships in your life that are balanced and that are fair, and that you get back from these people what you give, which was not the situation with this Magician. Okay, let's take a look at this Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, you have the Fool coming out reversed here. Again, keep in mind what I was saying here. This Nine of Pentacles for me is a situation where you're just focusing on yourself. You're starting to really put in work and effort and a lot of energy towards manifesting the life that you want. Like I said, with this Ace of Cups coming out on its side, the Fool here is a situation where you're just holding back. You're not ready to dive into anything new. You're not willing to get into a new relationship because you want and need to focus on yourself. And that's a good decision. The other thing I want to say here, this Three of Cups I mentioned, again, this can represent a situation where someone's just blowing it out, partying too hard, really overindulging in things. The Fool can also represent that sort of reckless, risk-taking sort of behavior. I just want to caution you, Taurus, to avoid that because that's not going to be good for you. So I feel like this is a really intense read for, again, 1 week of time. I'm going to switch back to the Oracle deck here. Any additional advice or guidance for Taurus for the first week of December 1st through the 7th, 2019? Show me additional advice, guidance for Taurus. December 1st through the 7th, 2019. Okay. Had a couple fall out. I'm actually going to save this one for the end. It's hidden itself, so we'll leave it hidden. First card, you have oneness is my true nature. A couple of things with this card when it comes out. The first thing I want to say here, this does for me represent a situation of being on your own, just being with yourself, but keeping in mind that we're all connected. This energy here, remember your friends, remember your family, remember the people who are actually there for you. I think that this person likely isolated you from them. Those friendships were, you know, not priority. Not because they weren't priority to you. I just feel like they couldn't be a priority because this person demanded so much of your time and efforts and attention. Just remember that those people are there in your life. I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. This was a very human experience. This was something that was very heavy, but I do feel like it was something that your spirit needed to go through, needed to experience in order to help you to grow and evolve. So just keep that in mind. Don't beat yourself up about this. Don't get in your head about this. Don't give this person any more power in your life. This was the card that hit itself. So my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. Lean into the universe during this time, Taurus. Allow it to give you guidance. Allow it to give you healing. You will start to feel your happiness increase. Again, this is exactly what I was talking about here. As soon as you have this moment where you feel the positivity, this tower, you actually allow this tower to happen, you close this out, you deal with it, you walk away from it, you just start to have so much blessings that pour in, and you get so much more energy and happiness and healing that comes in to help you continue moving forward. So Taurus, this was intense. I hope you guys are doing okay. Please take a moment just to check in with me in the comments. Let me know if this resonated. Let me know that you're okay. Be there for each other in the comments as well. When people say, oh, this is totally resonating for me, talk to each other in the comments, because that means you guys are having a shared experience. This oneness is my true nature. You guys are all connected. A spirit having a human experience, you're having a similar experience. So be there for each other. Help lift each other up. That's part of the reason why I wanted to do this channel, to create a community in which people could be there for each other. I love seeing in the comments where people are interacting and they're supporting each other and they're offering advice or they're asking for advice. That makes me super happy. And I do read all the comments still. I'm still at a point with the channel where I can read everything that comes through. And so several times during the day, I'm on my phone reading through and just seeing what's going on with you guys. Again, if this resonated, take a moment to give the video a thumbs up. That helps it to reach more people who need to hear it. And if you're not subscribed, please take a moment to subscribe. I would love to have you guys join and be part of the community that's growing here. So Taurus, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching the video. I will see you guys for the next reading for the second week of December. Take a breath. You got this. All right. Bye.